So, what's going on, you guys? It's your boy Dark, like coming right back at you with another video. I don't know, I just had a song in my head for some reason. But anyway, today we're going to be getting into The Last of Us Part 2, Inside the Story. You have so much controversy going on with this game. Truth be told, I think all that's going to end up making this game probably the #1 game of the year. Maybe. But I have a feeling it's going to get somewhat to that point. If it's, because I wouldn't know what it's probably going to be up against 2077 and Doom Eternal for the #1 game of the year. Forgot what other big game. Well, Ghost of Tsushima. I know that's going to probably be the game of the year. One of the games of the year to choose from. So. So, anyway, let's get into this. Here you go. Blood, gore, intense violence, nudity, strong sexual content. This
For The Last of Us Part 2,
E3,
we're hoping to create a story that makes a commentary about the cycle of violence and how acts can beget other acts, and show all the different aspects that could come out of it. Not necessarily good or bad, just the different consequences of one's actions.
I'm gonna find, and I'm gonna kill every last one of them.
I've heard a lot of people say, why make a sequel to The Last of Us? I didn't even hear the full pitch of the game, but just like the outline of what Neil was wanting to do with this game, I realized, oh, this is something we have to make. This, this isn't even an option. There's absolutely more to do here.
There's always the fear that, when you made something great and you're gonna go back to it, you're gonna mess it up. You're gonna mess what made it so special. The test for us was like, can we come up with a story that could, one, stand on its own and be meaningful and have weight? The same kind of feeling we had when we came upon the story for the first one. But also now, because it's part 2, it has to be additive. It has to take the first one into consideration, that if you played both, then you get like a bigger narrative.
The thing that Neil really cared about, that the studio really cared about, is honoring Ellie and Joel specifically, and their journey as characters. What is the honest next steps that they would take? What are the truest moves that we could see them do?
The Last of Us 2 expands on the first game, both in the relationship between Ellie and Joel, the relationships that we see Ellie having, and just the greater world that we're in, and we see more of it.
It's a genre story about this infection that turns people into these crazy monster-like humanoids. The core of it is about these really intimate, intense relationships.
At the start of the game, Ellie is 19. She is living in a safe, secure community.
We're coming in, 25 years after the outbreak. And you, as Ellie, live in Jackson, which is this kind of somewhat tranquil town in this really messed up reality.
She has real community now. She has people who love and care for her, willing to sacrifice for her. Joel is also very settled down.
He's now part of a town. He's no longer a smuggler. Actually, the town relies on this guy that is a very capable killer, and that's something these towns in this world need.
Dina, where are you?
And then Jackson and Ellie are shaken by a violent event. It really changes Ellie's day-to-day life, and now just living is no longer enough. Like, there's these people that have wronged her, and she wants retribution. And you, as a player, are gonna want retribution for what these people have done. And then you go off on this journey that leads you to Seattle, where now you're like stuck in the city that has these warring factions, and they're both fighting over the spoils of Seattle, and you're stuck there in the middle looking for this very specific group that has wronged you. And that's the concept of the story. And then it takes you on all sorts of twists and turns in Naughty Dog fashion. I know even within the studio, we've had a lot of philosophical arguments about some of the events and what happens in the game, and I think in this one might be more divisive than the first game in a very kind of exciting way that I think it raises those interesting philosophical questions and asks the players to interpret some of the material that's there and see where they stand on those questions.
Yeah, I'm still gonna play this. I am. I'm still gonna play this. This is probably listening to how this it basically comes down to this is an apocalyptic game, and every decision is gonna matter. It's kind of like if you were playing something like Detroit Become Human, and you just making the decisions, or doing Detroit Become Human and I forgot the other game, Until Dawn, stuff like that, where your decisions tends to change the future, or somehow a decision would take the wrong turn. Listening from their point of view, but I can actually see this. This is gonna be one of the interesting games because, like I said, with all this controversy that's going on with it, no, I haven't seen the leaks, haven't heard any of them. So no, I'm a fan of The Last of Us. Ever since PlayStation 3, I was always a fan. I was always a fan. So I'm gonna continue playing it. I'm gonna play this. Drop videos on my channel. I'm gonna finish it. I am a fan, so this is interesting. But like I said, I hope it still get as number one, at least as it's part of one of the choice. But I hope this controversy just don't mess this game up at all. So those of you out there, if you haven't seen the leaks, are you still in love with this game, or are y'all still gonna play it, or don't, or are you letting other people's views change yours? I mean, y'all let me know down in the comments, and please, no spoilers, none whatsoever. Please, no. Dark Light will catch y'all next time. Peace.